Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be going over Nitrado commands. That's quite lengthy. I'm going to try to keep this video short. I may not execute every single command, but I'm going to show you an overview of what we can do with Nitrado commands to configure your DayZ server after you have our bot installed on your Discord. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new channel. Let's call it Nitrado admin. Set that to private, of course. And as soon as I have my channel, as you've seen in any of our other videos, the first thing you want to do is register this channel. By registering the channel, you tie all of the commands executed on this channel to a particular DayZ server. So I'm going to register the channel, hit enter. I know that I'm going after my Livonia PlayStation server, so I'm looking for this one. If you've seen our other videos, this is going to display all of the DayZ servers you have under your Nitrado account if you manage multiple of them. If you only manage one, of course, only one of these boxes will show up for you. So the thing I'm looking for is this number right here. I'm going after PlayStation Livonia. It's 4_5 at the end. So I'm going to go to my pull down, find 4_5. I'm going to select that one. From this moment on, the channel is registered. Every command we issue here is tied to our PlayStation Livonia server. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is type /Nitrado, and that will help the bot a little bit and only display to you commands that are in this grouping. So we have a bunch of stuff here. Of course, you know, the easy ones for Nitrado restart, Nitrado stop. This will obviously send restart commands to your server. A lot of the critical commands have a confirmation pop up at the end in case you do this by mistake. So if by mistake I select Nitrado restart and I hit enter, don't worry, your server is not going to restart. You will be presented with some information. The name of the server, the status, the platform, the map, of course the ID. More importantly, it's going to tell you how many people you have online at the moment. And you can then make the decision of if you want to hit restart, or if you just want to cancel and you know, don't execute anything and come out of this. These commands highlighted in blue, of course, only show up to you and can only be executed by administrators. All right, let me get rid of those. Of course, the same thing happens for stop. Before we get into configuration commands, let's get into information about the server. We have a couple of those. We have, of course, your Nitrado server status. I'm going to hit tab to autocomplete, and I'm going to hit that. In this, the bot will query Nitrado and give you a quick glance of information of what your server status is. The other thing that's very useful is if you host several DayZ servers in your Discord, we have a server status command for all of your DayZ servers that are registered to your guild in our website when you set up your account. If I execute that, server status all is going to give me a quick overview of all of my servers. So we have 6 servers that we're currently hosting. This one obviously is discontinued, so we have no information there. And for this one, it's going to give me now, you know, the status, if it started, stopped, or restarting, the current version that I'm running, the platform, and the map that is set up. So you can see I have an Xbox One for Chernarus. I also have a Xbox One for Sakhal, and then some other PlayStation servers. Okay, moving on. Let me get rid of this stuff so that we don't. Okay. So we have our server status all. We also have our stop. Now let's get into a little bit more granular information. The server info is going to give you a ton more information about the current state of your server and how it's currently configured. So if you've made some changes on the website, or if you've made some changes on the bot, as you can see, quite a bit more information, but it will give you a quick overview of if you have whitelist enabled, what your CFG gameplay status is, and then what your logging is set to. Of course, some spawn and alt detection stuff. And if you are using CFG gameplay, we will read CFG gameplay.json and display some of the stuff here for container damage, base damage, what the night status is, and what the personal light is. If you want to get further status for some things. We will tell you if it's not getting displayed here, and then some location, and finally if you have a password configured or not. All right, let's get into a little bit of configuration. So let's start with day-night. So this, I don't know if if you're looking at this, you're probably familiar with what this does, but that's just a quick way to set the day duration and the night duration of your server. And again, a lot of these critical ones, we do have confirmation pop-ups for it. So even if you make a mistake, let's say I want to set this to 4 hours of day, and I'm going to say 0.5 hours, so a half hour of night. When you hit enter, we won't change anything until you confirm that that's what you're trying to do. In this dialog, we're going to tell you, hey, if you typed that's your current acceleration settings, and this is what we're trying to write to Nitrado. If you wish to apply these settings, then you'll hit apply. If not, you can hit cancel, and no harm, no foul. Nothing has been applied to your server. We have the auto start feature. This is what our bot will keep track of the status of your server. And again, like with all the other commands, you do have a secondary dialog to confirm that you want to turn this feature on or off. You can enable it so that we check if the server is not started for more than 10 minutes, we will issue a restart command for you. Or you can disable that. Let's say, when those special times where Bohemia pushes an update and your server is in a restart loop, you may not want to be adding to the problem and continue to issue restart commands. So you can turn that off momentarily and then turn it back on. Let's keep going. So we've got your auto start. You're trying to turn this will give you current day-night information. We have a bunch of gets in there. If all you want to do is look at how the server is configured. Let's go. Let's keep going here. Multi-account mitigation. Okay, I should touch on this. So a lot of the features that you may want to turn on or off individually without getting too big into the configuration are separated into their own commands. So if you wish to turn on multi-account mitigation, there's a command just for that. Same goes for base damage. If you want to turn base damage on or off, there's a command for that. If you want to adjust the lighting config, personal lights, your build anywhere status, your container damage, crosshairs, and mouse and keyboard, those commands all show up here. So let's do a popular one. Let's do base damage. If I select that one and I hit enter, the bot is going to tell you what exactly you are trying to do. Again, there's a confirmation here. So right now it's going to tell you that, hey, your current status is enabled. Do you want to allow base damage or disable base damage? And you can make your choice here. Of course, you can hit cancel and get rid of that. And the same thing happens for container damage. It's the same type of dialog. It will tell you the current status and give you an option to allow it or disable it. All right. So these are Nitrado specific commands. But where is stamina, you're wondering? Good question. So things that require a bit more granularity are not going to be inside the Nitrado stuff. This is stuff basically related to your server configuration and how the server is running. For in-game parameters, for example, stamina, you have a category completely dedicated to that. So if you use /stamina, you can now see all of the available commands for stamina. The first one being status. So let's execute that one. And the bot will go to your Nitrado server, read your configuration. If you have CFG game enabled, it will read automatically the CFG gameplay.json file. It will not display the stuff in the Nitrado portal that it's not being applied because you're using CFG gameplay. And he will give you a quick summary of how that's configured and all of the values that you have currently running. So if you now wish to make some changes, let's go back to stamina. I misspelled that. There's a couple things we can do. If you want to do it easy mode, and hit stamina infinite and you hit enter, we have given you a command to do that. and you have an option to turn it to infinite or to turn it to vanilla. If you turn it to infinite, we're gonna go ahead and do exactly what you asked us to do, which is just, hey, change it all to make it infinite. Of course, as you know, anything with CFG gameplay, it will be active after the next server reboot. So you can then, of course, come in here, go to Nitrado restart, issue a restart command, and then your stamina parameters will be active. However, if you want to be a little bit more granular and go, hey, I don't necessarily want the stamina or everything related to stamina to be infinite. I want to do something a little bit more quirky. I want it to, you know, if you get loaded out, like in vanilla, I still want you to be a little heavier, so that your melee attacks are consume a little more. Your hold breath time is different. We have commands for all of that. So you can issue a custom value for all of the parameters. And let's say if I don't want stamina, infinite stamina, but let's say I want, half of vanilla. Vanilla, by the way, is 1.0, so 0.5 will give you half of what vanilla does. If I issue that command, now the bot is going to tell you what your current settings are and what parameters we will be changing to 0.5. So we'll tell you here, these are the parameters that we're not going to touch. These are the things that we are going to touch, and we're going to change all of those to 0.5. Right now you have a mix of infinite is here and 0.4 is here. If you hit apply, now those parameters are active. If you want to go even a little bit more granular than that, you can modify your hold breath, melee and obstacle, your sprint, your KG penalty, all separate, right? If you want to do a lot of customization. And that's it, of course, if you don't want to mess with the CFG gameplay file in Notepad++ or something like that, you can do it directly from the bot. Okay, I think, let me see. I think that is it for Nitrado. Covered Nitrado, covered stamina. Yep, I think I'm gonna leave this video here and keep it short. And I'll see you on the next one.